We're going to do some tapping together, aren't we?
Please, thank you.
So, our original theme was going to be Christmas, but you're quite chilled about Christmas, which
Yeah,
is wonderful.
it is. Yeah.
So we're going to be tapping on the fact that you've got your children all the time, and you just need some me time. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, what would you say is the biggest problem for you about all of this?
I see. The thing is, I know the secret to me being a wonderful mother, and it's for me just having the windows of time to do the tapping, to do the meditation, go out in nature, just breathe and journal. I find morning pages, just 3 sides or whatever, just getting all the gunk out in the mornings, and I'm a different person. Just having that silence and solitude on a daily basis, say for an hour, preferably two, but I haven't had that for a while. I'm just then when I have, I'm with the kids. I'm very nurturing and filled with compassion, and then your tolerance levels go right up. So you can when if there's a tantrum, it's so much easier. I feel lighter and more joyous, and
Mm.
it's like you don't get so overwhelmed with the stress. You're not in it. You can kind of detach and be more the observer. And but I find that when I don't get the time to it's like a metaphorical well. I'm sure we've all heard this, haven't you? Filling the well. If you can, if you don't have enough for yourself, you can't give what you don't have.
Mm.
Rejuvenating. And yeah, so if I don't have that, I just get very, just my tolerance levels are much lower, and I just get so much feel very stressed. Even the
Mm.
smallest things can be very stressful.
Okay. And as you're talking to me, can you feel that stress right now?
Do you know, I don't actually, if I'm honest. I feel actually quite. I don't know if it's because I'm talking because we did the tapping just now, or because I know that the kids are asleep. But
Yeah.
I don't feel it in this moment, so that's good.
Okay. So why don't we tap on um, filling that metaphorical well?
Okay.
So, so for the mums watching, if you can relate to that metaphorical well that you need to fill with all the things that nurture you. So, Charlotte, what you've mentioned are things like journaling and meditation and tapping and walking in nature. So those are the things that fill your metaphorical well. And for different mums, it's going to be different things. It might be singing or dancing around the kitchen or doing some yoga or going for a swim or going for a run. So there are lots of different things that can fill our metaphorical well. And so using that symbolism, given that you are a mum of two little children who need you a lot of the time, if not all the time,
Mm.
and so what we're going to do is we're going to infuse that metaphorical well with all the things that you need, all the qualities that you need, so that you can draw from that even when you don't have the time to actually go out in nature and do the things that nurture you. How does that sound?
Sounds
Okay. So, if we had to infuse that metaphorical well with some qualities, what qualities would they be?
with patience, compassion, unconditional love, um, peace, uh, just serenity, and authentic joy. Um, laughter and playfulness, presence.
Wow, sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And if there was a colour that could represent all these wonderful qualities of patience, um, did you say compassion?
Yeah.
Compassion, um, understanding, love, peace, serenity, um, joy, laughter. What what uh, what colour would that be?
The color that keeps coming to me is purple.
Wonderful. So let's do some tapping on that. So we're going to do some energy EFT. So for those of you watching, if you want to join in with us, then you agree to take responsibility for your own well-being, and just do what we do and say what we say. And if you don't like what we do or say, simply don't do it. So putting your hands in the center of your chest or your heart chakra, and repeat after me: infusing my well
Infusing my well
with an abundance of patience
with an abundance of patience
and compassion,
and compassion,
with unconditional love,
with unconditional love,
peace,
peace,
serenity,
serenity,
joy,
joy,
laughter,
laughter,
playfulness,
playfulness,
and presence.
and presence.
And take 3 deep breaths. And moving to top of the head, infusing my metaphorical well
Infusing my metaphorical well
with an abundance of purple patience
with an abundance of purple patience
and compassion,
and compassion,
unconditional love,
unconditional love,
peace,
peace,
serenity,
serenity,
joy,
joy,
laughter,
laughter,
playfulness,
playfulness,
and presence.
and presence.
And take a deep breath. And moving on to the third eye, and infusing even more
And infusing even more
patience.
even more patience.
And take a deep breath. And moving to the beginning of the eyebrow, even more compassion.
Even more compassion.
And take a deep breath. Even more unconditional love.
Even more unconditional love.
And take a deep breath. And under the eye, even more serenity.
Even more serenity.
And take a deep breath. An abundance of joy.
An abundance of joy.
And take a deep breath. And an abundance of laughter.
An abundance of laughter.
And take a deep breath. And an abundance of being present.
And an abundance of being present.
And take a deep breath. And going to the thumb point. Are you familiar with this point here? Corner of the thumb.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And infusing all of these qualities.
And infusing all of these qualities
Into every cell.
into every cell.
Every atom.
Every atom.
Every molecule.
Every molecule.
Of my whole entire being.
Of my whole entire being.
And take a deep breath. And moving on to the same point on the first finger, and then we're going to do each of the fingers, infusing even more.
Infusing even more.
of these purple qualities
of these purple qualities
into every fibre of my being.
into every fibre of my being.
And take a deep breath. And then moving on to the middle finger, same point. And infusing an abundance of all of these qualities.
And infusing an abundance of all of these qualities
Out around me.
out around me.
Infusing my home.
Infusing my home.
And take a deep breath. And on the ring finger, so that whether I'm busy or still,
so whether I'm busy or still,
I'm feeling and experiencing
I'm feeling and experiencing
that metaphorical well,
that metaphorical well,
overflowing with an abundance of ease and peace.
Overflowing with an abundance of ease and peace.
And take a deep breath. And on the little finger, and infusing all of those qualities in abundance.
And infusing all of those qualities and abundance
into my relationship with my children.
Into my relationship with my children.
And my family.
And my family.
And take a deep breath. Inside of the hand. Infusing all of these qualities in abundance.
Infusing all of these qualities in abundance.
Into my children.
Into my children.
And my family.
And my family.
And take a deep breath. And now on the wrist point here, infusing all of these qualities in abundance.
Infusing all of these qualities in abundance.
Into every aspect of my life.
Into every aspect of my life.
And take a deep breath. And say transform and take a deep breath.
Transform.
So how are you doing?
Pretty good. Yeah, I feel I'm really, it came at a good time, the tapping, I tell you. I've been travelling, I'm preparing to travel back to the UK from Ireland after moving to Ireland just a few weeks ago. And then the travel days with the two kids, so that was just pretty stressful. And so, you know, I hadn't been doing tapping really for a few days. And I know then it's easy to get out of sync as well. So it's all about habit. It's just get into the habit. If you just start, it's take the first step, but then you can fall out of a habit as well.
Yeah.
So I'm glad this all set me back on track now.
Brilliant, brilliant. So I hope the mums watching are really taking in what you're saying, that it's so important to make a habit of it, which is what I'm always saying, because then it becomes something that is, you don't have to think about, it just happens on its own. And when you fall out of habit, because you will, because we're human and that's what happens, it's not about beating yourself up about the fact that you have fallen out of habit. It's simply about picking yourself up again and saying, okay, I dropped it, I'm going to pick it up again, and it's okay. But it's like when we make that falling out of habit mean something. Oh, you know, like if you're, you know, like some people are on the diet and then they have a cream cake and then they're like, I've had a cream cake, so I might as well have all the cream cakes, and then they just self-sabotage big time. Is you don't have to have all the cream cakes. You can just have one cream cake and then say, okay, I'm going to let go now. And it's, you know, you don't have to lose it all. You can just, if you lose it for a few days, just come back to it again when you're ready. And it's like self-compassion as well.
And that's it. And then actually it gives you contrast, because then, you know, you've got the contrast of when you're doing it, when you're not, and yeah, it's good. It creates appreciation, I think, of actually having the tool and noticing the difference, because it's very, when you're doing it in the habit of doing it, it's very easy to forget how you are before, because
Yeah,
it then becomes your, your normality, doesn't it? So then it's just see it like that.
absolutely. You're a very, very wise woman.
Well, thanks. But you know what they say tomorrow? They say if you spot it, you got it. So that, you're a very wise woman.
Thank you. So let's do finish off with a round of sleep tapping. Would that be
I
useful?
think so. Yes, please.
So for those of you watching, if you want to share in the comments what's been coming up for you, I'd love to hear. And if you get stuck in anything, please do comment and I'll respond and help you to get unstuck again. So let's go to the center of your chest and say, I want to have a great night's sleep,
I want to have a great night's sleep,
even if it seems like a miracle.
even if it seems like a miracle.
And take 3 deep breaths. Top of the head. I want to sleep all through the night.
I want to sleep all through the night.
And I want my children to sleep all through the night.
And I want my children to sleep all through the night.
And take a deep breath. And on the third eye. And if for some reason I happen to wake up,
And if for some reason I happen to wake up,
I'm open to the possibility
I'm open to the possibility
of knowing and trusting
of knowing and trusting
that it will be easy
it'll be easy
and effortless
and effortless
to fall straight back to sleep.
to fall straight back to sleep.
And take a deep breath. And on the beginning of the eyebrow, I want to fall asleep
I want to fall asleep
as soon as my head touches the pillow.
as soon as my head touches the pillow.
And take a deep breath. And side of the eye. And I'm infusing my night's sleep
And I'm infusing my night's sleep
with an abundance of revitalization energy.
with an abundance of revitalization energy.
And take a deep breath. And rejuvenating energy.
And rejuvenating energy.
And take a deep breath. And under the nose, and nourishing energy.
And nourishing energy.
And on the chin point. And I'm open to the possibility.
And I'm open to the possibility
of waking up refreshed.
of waking up refreshed.
And take a deep breath. And on the collarbone point, of waking up full of energy and vitality.
Of waking up full of energy and vitality.
And take a deep breath. And on the first thumb point, with a bounce in my step.
With a bounce in my step.
And take a deep breath. And on the first finger, filling my day tomorrow.
Filling my day tomorrow.
With productivity.
productivity.
And take a deep breath. And on the middle finger, loving connections with my children.
Loving connections with my children.
And take a deep breath.
Excuse me, sorry, Tamara.
Okay. I'll just carry on.
Okay.
And with fun and laughter.
With fun and laughter.
And take a deep breath. With an abundance of patience.
With an abundance of patience.
And take a deep breath. And infinite joy, serenity, and peace.
With infinite joy, serenity, and peace.
And take a deep breath. And say transform and take a deep breath.
Transform.
So I know you got a bit disrupted there, but how
Yeah.
did it disturb you from getting an experience, or how are you doing?
No, it's still good, and I have a good feeling it will be another good night's sleep. Let's hope tonight. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I wanted to pick a card for you before we finish.
Yeah.
These are my crazy, sexy love notes. I don't know if you can see them.
I can, yeah. Yeah.
And so here they all are.
Oh, super.
I'm going to just, with my eyes closed, just pick one. And this one's for you. And it says play.
Oh, play. That's good.
Hang on.
Thank you.
Yeah. And on the back, I'll tell you what it says. Just putting my glasses. It says, self-care includes having fun. Are you playing enough, darling? Do you have enough free time? Or are you booked to the minute? Life goes by so darn fast. Make sure you have a blast along the way. Play connects us to our childlike curiosity and zest. When life feels too serious, toss aside your to-do list and make room for the stuff that turns you on. Go to the movies, have an adult slumber party, swing at the playground. You're never too old to wee. Let the fun shine in and live a little or a lot. So there you go. That's
perfect. I think that's what I needed to hear.
Yeah. And you know something? It sounds like you are, at least from what you've told me, doing some playful stuff, because you've created these amazing songs for children to learn to do EFT. So would you like to say a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, it's my brother. My brother's a musician, and so he's written the music, and then I've done the lyrics, and it's basically to educate children in a fun way, to learn how to tap. So we've created these quirky characters, and it's interact. The idea it's a fledgling creativity at the moment. We've done recorded 3 songs so far, and we've done a video for one in the editing process, but it's the idea is that they're going to be tapping along with the characters, and there's for different things. So the ones we've done at the moment are from feeling sad to feeling incredible, and then there's a fear of the dark. It's a children's classic fear for children, and then there's also the third one we've just recorded is the gratitude. So it's an evening before going to bed, learning about, thank you for my life, and whilst tapping along and actually thinking of all the things that you're joyous about in life. Because it's so easy to forget, and I'm talking about myself here as well, because it's so easy to focus on what's not going right in the life that we tend to berate ourselves about what we didn't do in the day, but actually we do so many good things. And it's important to acknowledge those, especially before going to bed, because when we go to sleep, whatever we focus on, especially those last 40 minutes, when we're inspired, that's why don't watch horror movies, don't watch the news before going to bed. It's, focus on the good stuff. So it's just encouraging children. And again, it's routine. It's just creating a mindset from young. Tapping becomes just another awesome tool that's normal for them.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I am so excited to hear.
Me
I've heard a
too.
couple of songs, and
Yeah.
one of those songs is already on my website, which I can share
Mm.
a link to. And I can't wait to hear the other ones. I'm trying to be patient because I
Oh,
know
me
you're
too.
going
I'm
as fast
trying
as you
to have
can.
it all done now because I've got the vision. It's there, huge vision. But it's patience. Tap on the patience. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. So thank you so
Oh,
much for
thank
coming on
you.
this call for me, and I'm so sorry about all the technological
Oh,
problems.
don't worry. I know how it goes.
And for mums who do want to tap to de-stress, you can download my EFT, my stress relief tapping video. Do watch this video that we've created here again and again. You don't have to watch it just once, but just tap along. And if you would like to take part in my 10-day free Get My Sanity Back challenge, that will teach you how to do tapping 5 minutes a day and start building in a habit. So you can look at that too. And I will share the links later in the comments below. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you, Charlotte, for coming
Thank
on this
you.
call. It's been amazing.
It's been fantastic.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Thanks so much.
Bye.